Emily Thornberry has criticized the Foreign Office for closing the matter following an apology from the Israeli ambassador. Thornberry said that it's a national security issue and called for the Israeli embassy official to be withdrawn. Shai Massoud was caught on camera vowing to take down British lawmakers he regards as hostile toward Tel Aviv. And now we're joined by Mr. Richard Silverstein out of Seattle, Washington, journalist and political commentator. Hello there, Mr. Silverstein, and thanks for joining us on Press TV's Top 5 once again. Now, this brazen nature where we see this young man on video conducting himself begs the question, is this standard operating procedure for Israeli diplomats?
I can't, I'm sorry, hold on, I'm getting a phone call here. Sorry, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yes, it is obviously in England, and this type of activity goes on in the United States as well. And it is common policy for the Israeli Foreign Ministry and Israeli intelligence services to act in such a fashion. And I wanted to expand on what you said because the Shai Massoud, the Israeli embassy official, who I believe is some form of intelligence agent, wasn't just acting to bring down a Tory vice minister, but he also created artificial groups in the Labour Party. In political terms, these are called astroturf organizations. In other words, they're created by a separate entity which tries to conceal its involvement and its funding. And basically, the Israeli government was funding and creating fake organizations that were not independent, but were appearing to be independent. And it was bringing labor and conservative politicians and leadership to Israel on paid junkets. And it was, in Massoud's words, these groups were to act as a firewall, his term, to protect Israel. And this is a whole tissue of fraud and lies, which unfortunately is very common for Israeli policy, foreign policy.
So then why are we not seeing a more damning response out of London?
Well, I think this is going to take time. The Al Jazeera piece on which this story is based is going to actually come out on January 15th, and there will be 4 parts to it. So this is a breaking story that has to be watched because there are many other parts of it that are going to be exposed over time. So I urge your viewers to be patient and follow the story because there's more to come. We've already learned about the attempt to destroy the career of Alan Duncan, the Deputy Foreign Secretary, who's a Tory leader. Now we're learning about the fake organizations created within the Labour Party. This will only build like a snowball and come down the hill, roaring down the hill. And I already understand that Massoud has been recalled from England to Israel. So I think it will only get bigger. The question, by the way, is Massoud a Mossad agent? Was he possibly working for the IDF intelligence service, Amman? I believe that he had some kind of official intelligence affiliation because he himself says that he is hoping to get a job in the foreign ministry as director of its intelligence unit, and he would have to have some kind of Israeli intelligence background to do that. So this is another aspect that I'm waiting to see exposed.
And to what degree do you believe Israel actually attempts to lobby, manipulate, and influence politics in the soil of both friend and foe?
Oh, I think it really, this is one of its most important functions. I wrote a couple of years ago about a deputy foreign minister in Israel who actually publicly admitted to an Israeli TV reporter that Israel funds lawsuits in the United States against companies that are engaging in BDS. In other words, companies that are supporting the boycott by not selling Israeli products. There are lawsuits within the United States that are initiated by U.S. pro-Israel groups, but those lawsuits themselves are funded by the government, and he admitted this officially. So this is a very deep policy that Israel is following.
Thank you much, Mr. Richard Silverstein, one more time for joining us here on Press TV. Top 5 journalist and political commentator joining us out of Seattle. And that's a wrap for this.